Innis was born with a heart untouched by malice, a fragile flame of kindness burning in a world that refused to shelter it. He shared his bread with stray dogs, cradled injured birds, and listened to sorrows others ignored. Even the smallest life deserved warmth. To him, the world was beautiful. But the truest magic lived in his mother's stories. Every night, her voice lifted him beyond the reach of cruelty, into kingdoms of light. Golden fields disappeared in the horizon, and the wind hummed lullabies. In dreams, he soared through boundless skies, weightless, free. There, nothing could harm him. There, he was safe. Then a new boy arrived in town. He came with sharp eyes and a cruel smile. At first, it was just a game, a shove too hard, a joke that left Innis cold. But the cruelty spread like rot. The other children followed, laughing at his back, their hands pushing him down, their whispers slipping through the cracks of his world. Even the adults began to look at him with disdain. Daylight became something to endure. The bruises, the laughter, the loneliness, it all pressed down on him. But at night, he still had his dreams. The dream world was his refuge, untouched by the pain of the waking world. Until it wasn't. The dream was a sanctuary of warmth and light. He fled to it eagerly, desperate to escape the weight of the real world. He ran by silver rivers and danced beneath endless stars, feeling whole again, feeling safe. But the fabric of the dream was too thin. The echoes of the waking world pierced through it. The laughter, cruel, distant, drifted through the golden fields. A shadow flickered at the edges of his vision, unmoving, watching. He told himself it wasn't real. But then, the rivers thickened, clinging to his skin like oil. The stars flickered like dying embers, their songs choking into silence. Each night, the dream rotted further. The corridors of his school stretched endlessly, lined with doors that opened to reveal horrors in familiar masks, his classmates with sagging faces, mocking with a gurgling and wet laugh. Another door, his home, where his mother stood in the kitchen, unmoving, her back too stiff, too cold, calling his name with a voice that no longer belonged to her. He woke screaming, soaked in sweat, his throat raw from sobs. But sleep was merciless. No matter how long he fought it, it always took him back, and the nightmare was always waiting. They grip his arms, shove him against the wall, fists pounding into his ribs. He gasps, choking. He blinks, and he's in the corridor again, hands clawing at him, the laughter wet, gurgling. He runs, but the walls stretch, the floor twists. He's drowning in ink. No, he's drowning in blood. No, he's still in the schoolyard, on the ground, spitting out dirt. He can't tell the difference anymore. He stumbles home, ribs aching, hands shaking. The house is dark, empty, no warmth, no scent of food. His mother stands at the table, humming. "Mama?" A whisper coils around his throat. You don't have a home anymore. He runs, but the streets loop into themselves. The sky crushes him. The voices reach for him. Hands pull him down. He clawed at his skin, bit his tongue, begged to wake up. But he didn't. There was no waking, no sleeping, no escape. Only the endless descent into a nightmare that had already swallowed him whole. And when nothing remained, when his mind was shattered and his soul had turned to dust, he came. Lucifer's presence was a wound in the fabric of the nightmare, a figure that did not belong, yet commanded all things. He did not speak at first. He only smiled. Then, a whisper in the dark. "You have suffered, little one." A cold hand brushed against his cheek, though his body had long ceased to be real. "You are trapped in the horrors you once created. But what if I told you there was another way, a way out?" Innes did not hesitate. He did not ask the price. The last fragment of the boy who had loved, who had dreamed, who had believed in human warmth, was gone. "Please," he whispered, "wake me up." Lucifer leaned close, his voice as soft as silk, his eyes endless, not cruel, not kind, just knowing. "No, my dear, you will not wake, but you will never fear again." And the shadows consumed him, and when he opened his eyes, he was something new. The child was gone. What remained was a being woven from darkness itself, a creature that did not dream, but was the dream, a thing lurking between waking and sleep, an echo of all the horrors that had shaped him, residing in a carcass that resembled what once was the most innocent child. His whispers slithered into the minds of the innocent, and with each nightmare he birthed, he fed. He watched as the boy who had tormented him woke up screaming, his body slick with sweat, his voice ragged with terror. Innes leaned close, unseen, and breathed a lullaby of rot into his ear. Sleep took him again. He never woke. Innes was no longer prey. He was the thing that preyed, and when the world slept, it belonged to him. Forever a child, devoid of innocence.